Welcome back to Gale at Night. I'm bringing you a wild legal scandal out of South Carolina. Let's talk about what happened with a personal injury attorney who was trusted with several cases and is now facing federal prison time for a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme. So we're talking about William Christopher Sweat, a 42-year-old personal injury lawyer out of Johns Island, South Carolina. And according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of South Carolina, he has agreed to plead guilty to federal charges after allegedly defrauding his own law firm and clients out of at least $1.5 million. Yes, you heard it right. His own firm and his own clients. Now, Sweat is facing 4 counts of wire fraud and 4 counts of money laundering. That's 8 federal counts total, and each of those counts carries some very serious penalties. Let's break down exactly how this scheme allegedly worked, because it wasn't just some sloppy bookkeeping or a one-time mistake. This was a long-running operation that prosecutors say lasted from at least 2018 through 2024. And during that time, he was actively working as a personal injury attorney at Mount Pleasant Law Firm, representing clients in serious civil claims involving death, injury, and other major losses, which makes this even more concerning when you look at the level of trust involved. First, it was the fictitious billing. Prosecutors say that Sweat created sham companies, fake legal service vendors with names like MedBill Solutions, LLC, and Legal Asset, LP. These companies would then send him invoices to his own law firm and even to his clients for services that either were never performed or were massively inflated. So essentially, he set up fake vendors, billed the firm and clients, and then he funneled that money back to himself, all while hiding the fact that he was actually connected to those companies. Next, fabricated claims. Authorities say Sweat didn't just manipulate real cases. He allegedly created entirely fake personal injury and wrongful death claims. We're talking about completely manufactured clients in some instances, supported by falsified medical records and documents, all submitted to justify reimbursement and settlement payments. That means some of these cases may have never even existed. Then comes the part that really hits: the siphoning of funds that was meant for clients. According to prosecutors, Sweat used fake email accounts to trick his firm and divert settlement money that was supposed to go to real clients into bank accounts he personally controlled. So instead of injured clients receiving compensation, the money allegedly went straight into his own pockets. And to keep the whole operation hidden, investigators say he concealed his personal and financial ties to those sham companies from both his employer and his clients. Now, here's another layer that complicates things. His wife, who worked as his paralegal, reportedly helped submit some of these fraudulent reimbursement requests. She has not been charged, but her involvement has definitely raised eyebrows in this case. And to further cover his tracks, authorities say he laundered the money through multiple accounts he controlled, moving funds around specifically to conceal the source and make the transaction look legitimate. That's what led to additional money laundering charges on top of the fraud. Before all of this, Sweat wasn't some unknown lawyer. He specialized in asbestos and mesothelioma litigation at the well-known law firm Motley Rice. So we're talking about high-stakes cases, vulnerable clients, and significant settlement money being handled. As for consequences, they are serious. Sweat agreed to plead guilty on February 24th, 2026. For those 8 federal counts, he faces up to 20 years in federal prison per count. Some court documents even suggest a combined potential maximum of up to 25 years, depending on how sentencing guidelines are applied. On top of that, he could face fines of up to $250,000 per count, full restitution to both his former law firm and the affected clients, and up to 3 years of supervised release after prison. And this case is being taken seriously at the federal level. It was investigated by the FBI's Columbia Field Office, and Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Limehouse is prosecuting it. And this isn't the only legal trouble he's been in. Back in October 2025, he was already ordered in state court to pay more than $58,000 to American Express, with additional debt collection lawsuits still pending. So the financial issues didn't just start with the criminal case. They were already stacking up. His law license, they've been suspended by the South Carolina Supreme Court in May 2024. As of late February 2026, a sentencing date has not yet been scheduled, but under this plea agreement, the government may recommend a reduced sentence if he fully complies with the agreement and pays complete restitution to the victims. So in other words, how cooperative he is from here on out could significantly affect how much time he actually serves. Now let's fast forward to March 19, 2026.
A Lowcountry personal injury attorney pleaded guilty today to stealing at least $1.5 million from his clients and law firm, affecting up to dozens of victims. Former Motley Rice attorney William Sweat pleaded guilty to 4 counts of wire fraud and 4 counts of money laundering, receiving a $50,000 unsecured bond. Live 5's investigative reporter Emily Johnson was inside the federal courtroom this morning and tells us what was said inside where cameras were not allowed.
Today was the first time that Sweat was seen inside a courtroom since the Department of Justice announced charges against him in February, with no family or friends showing Sweat any support. Inside the courtroom, Judge Richard Gergel compared Sweat's financial crimes to those of Alec Murdaugh's. From at least 2018 to 2024, the DOJ said Sweat submitted reimbursement requests for fake clients, fabricated death and personal injury claims, and falsified medical records. Inside the courtroom today, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Limehouse told the judge that Sweat's scheme first came to light almost 2 years ago. His bank flagged a fraudulent check and notified Motley Rice, prompting the firm to launch its own internal investigation, eventually notifying the FBI. Limehouse said that the DOJ expects to establish over 250 victims of Sweat's between his clients and the firm itself. Sweat is charged with stealing at least $1.5 million, but today Limehouse says the DOJ expects to present evidence at sentencing that amount is actually substantially higher.
These financial crimes are sophisticated. Lawyers hold positions of both private trust with their clients and public trust. And so when they violate their trust in such egregious ways that kind of outlined today, they're hard to prove and they're hard to uncover.
Sweat's attorney Nathan Williams says his client is taking accountability for his actions.
Today's not a surprise, and this has been going on for a while. He's lost all of his law licenses. He's trying to do the right thing, and I think today was a step in that direction.
Sweat will remain out on bond until a sentencing date is scheduled, which the DOJ says will be in at least 3 months. He faces up to 20 years in federal prison.
This shows when an attorney abuses trust, especially in personal injury and wrongful death cases where clients are already vulnerable. The consequences can be devastating, not just financially, but emotionally and legally for everyone involved. And it also shows how complex fraud schemes can operate quietly for years before they finally get exposed. So what are your thoughts on this case? Drop your comments down below. Click the like button for me, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. This is Gail at Night. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for supporting. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and set the bell to all.